leftists are big fans of saying, equality and equity and tolerance. And they're all about, we want, differences in religion, differences in gender and race and sex, all these things, sexual orientation. But they don't have differences in there's no freedom of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big problem for me.
Today we got for you, in honor of Pride Month, my favorite non-leftist lesbian, Arielle Scarcella.
What's going on?
How are you?
Pride Month is, what is it, in 2 days?
Yeah.
I mean, it might as well be Pride Year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because of all the chaos happening in the LGBT community, which is different than the queer community. Can we be very specific?
Okay.
I'm not queer.
Okay.
I'm a lesbian. Okay?
What's the difference between gay and queer?
Big difference. Big difference. Being lesbian means I am same-sex attracted. Being queer is, in my opinion, a political identity.
Uh-huh.
Like, I've never met someone that calls themselves queer that voted Republican.
Wow. Okay.
Let's be real.
Right.
I'm just saying. But
See that?
a lot of people don't know these things. They will.
So
they will.
Introduce yourself to the people. Let them know a little bit about yourself, about your background, how you started making YouTube videos. I've
been making videos since 2009. I'm like one of the OG lesbian content creators on YouTube. And I started out making content basically like it's okay to be gay. And
why not?
Funnily enough, 12 years later, I'm making the same content. It's okay to be gay.
Hey,
but in a completely different way.
Gay in a different way.
In a completely different way. Now it's talking to far leftists that it's okay to be gay. Because, trans women can be lesbians, apparently. Which yes, that's kind of true, but we'll get there. So there's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot to talk about. It gets confusing. I'm not going to lie.
Yes.
I can understand why two straight boys like you.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm a lesbian. I do this for a living. I can't keep up with these people.
So imagine for us.
I can't believe it. It's just too much. They're making a mockery of it.
And
yeah, man.
Maybe you could give us some answers here and clarify stuff that that we're looking for answers. That's great. She definitely probably has them.
Ask away.
Here we go.
In honor of Pride Month, I am offering all of my gay knowledge to you.
Yes. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for being here.
You're welcome in advance.
Appreciate it. And thank you for even giving us the time of day. And for one, let me see. I want to start by saying, so when did you first come out of the closet?
Oh, I came out when I was 19. I was a sophomore in college. And my second coming out. Well, yeah, because it is unfortunately a second coming out. When you leave the leftist cult, when you leave the democratic, progressive, regressive left cult, that was in 2020, I believe.
So you came out of that hole.
I had to come out of the closet again. I lost almost all my friends.
Wow.
And I don't regret it for a second.
The leftist cult, huh?
100%.
Shots fired.
What other crazy? Like what that's a cult. What other definition would you, what other word would you call that? For someone that doesn't agree with you morally or
ethically,
logically or ethically.
Oh,
and you just eviscerate them out of the friend group. Like that's a cult.
Definitely.
Or the leftists are big fans of saying, equality and equity and tolerance. And they're all about, we want, differences in religion, differences in gender and race and sex, all these things, sexual orientation. But they don't have differences in there's no freedom of thought.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big problem for me.
They don't realize that they're getting the equality of opportunity, which isn't going to equate to the outcome.
Right.
They want equality outcomes.
It's not. That's
just not how it works.
It takes away freedom.
100%.
While we're still on the coming out topic, how did your family react to that?
I mean, my dad and my mom were fine with it. Yeah, they were fine.
Cool. That's awesome that they were, loved you anyway with love and open arms. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I was going to say most of my family, if not all of my family, is also very accepting. It's like I was very lucky. And that's one of the reasons why I felt the need and the push to make videos talking about LGBT content, because I was so accepted in my life. And I know a lot of people at that time were not.
Some of them are not.
We didn't even have gay marriage in this country in 2009 when I started making videos.
No.
So when we actually had work to do, now we don't have much work to do. So people are just creating new problems, which is what we're seeing in the queer community, so to speak.
So this is kind of a two-part question. What is a woman in today's society?
I think there's a two-part answer to that, even though that was only one question so far. I think it really depends. I think biologically, there's people that are female, and that's biological women. But there are people have to take into account that societally you can be a woman as well. And I get a lot of shit for saying this from people on the center and the right, but it is what it is. If you pass and you look like a woman, you're going to be treated as such.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's a big part of it. It's not all of it, of course, but it's definitely a big part of it. I always use this example. I had two friends, ex-friends that were, I don't remember where they went. They went in the Middle East somewhere where being gay was illegal. One of them was already very butch. She presented male. She looked like a dude, and they held hands. Man. She was a lesbian.
Oh,
but she presented as a guy.
Okay,
and they were not bothered.
So the follow up to that is, what is a woman to you?
What a woman to me is somebody to date versus, well, that's a tricky question too. Not because I'm embarrassed just to answer it or afraid to answer it. But I would say a woman to me, somebody that I would want to date, is very different than somebody that I would consider to live their life as a woman. If somebody, like my friend Blair White, who I mention a lot in podcasts, she looks female. She's not, but she looks it, she presents it, she acts it, she lives it. That's a woman.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it's somebody I would want to date necessarily. I mean, I would date her because she's beautiful. I love her. She's a good friend of mine now. She's straight. But, would I date, somebody else? Would I date a trans woman with a penis? No, like I wouldn't. I would want them to have a vagina because that's part of being a lesbian. Right?
Gotcha. So you mentioned the trans woman with a penis. Can we get a suck the dick bigot?
I get that all the time.
That's your thing.
Suck the dick bigot.
Yeah.
Literally all the time.
I'm going to take that and make it a sample.
Please send it to me so I can just use it as a gift.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of like the butch lesbians, do you have a preference? Do you like the butch lesbian looking or not?
I like the way he speaks. Do you like the butch lesbian? which lesbian are you talking about?
Right. What's your
I like femme girls. I am very strictly like femme. I've never dated a butch girl. That's an actual preference. What is not a preference is my sexual orientation. And if you notice, a lot of the queer activists or the trans activists, most of them aren't even trans, by the way. They'll use the term preferences as a way of manipulating people. They'll say, well, you have genital preferences. Like, no, I have a sexual orientation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have genital preferences. That's part of my sexual orientation. But thank you for changing the wording and trying to fuck with, can I curse?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, thank you for changing the wording on me and trying to.
No, because me as being a straight male, it's confusing to me sometimes as well. So when I would see a female looking lesbian and then you have the butch looking lesbian. And then, so to me, how I see it, it's like, he looks pretty much like a male. So why not just be with a male?
Well, the answer to that, the answer to that for me, even though I don't like butch women, would be they're still women. They take off their clothes. They have boobs and vaginas.
There you go.
They still have chemically female bodies, hormonally female bodies. That's the difference. That's the difference for people that like butch women,
Yeah.
No,
I can't answer that, but I know from them, that's what they say.
So being that you prefer the feminine women, are straight men and lesbians in competition for good women? Because a lot of women these days are bi.
I don't think there's such thing as competition in that sense. I think whoever's a good match for you is a good match for you. And I think it's few and far in between.
Mm-hmm.
I think soulmates come in different forms.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at different points in your life. Sometimes you're ready for them, sometimes you're not. But I think I would say lesbians should be straight men's biggest advocates because we love women so much that
a woman inside out.
We know a woman inside out, and we want
Quite
to help.
literally.
Right. And we know ourselves, right? So we would be your biggest pun intended, maybe, to helping women feel good about themselves, right? We know women better than anybody else.
You could give us the cheat code.
We can give you the cheat codes, and we could be the best wingmen. But you got to deserve it. We have to know that you actually love women.
You see that?
Absolutely. I know I do.
Of course, I know I do. Oh man. Let's see what else we have. Mrs. Arielle here.
Do you think women need men?
I think people need people. I think everybody needs everybody. I don't think it's just a woman needing a man or a man needing a woman. I think we all need feminine and masculine energy in whatever form that comes in. I think we need a balance in the universe of that energy. I think
balance is good.
Yeah, I think it just so happens that most masculine energy comes from men. Most feminine energy comes from women. It doesn't necessarily mean that's always the case. But as far as biologically, yeah, I think women do need men and men need women, not necessarily in a romantic sense, but in a societal safety sense
is where I was kind of going with it.
I agree.
How the men build the structures and tend to be more construction workers, sewer workers.
Men tend to be better at certain things and women tend to be better at certain things. Not always.
100%.
But
generally speaking,
that's correct.
100%.
Yeah.
Are the majority of lesbians, are they having oral sex or penetration sex?
Let me ask you a question back. Why does that matter? There's no, I'm not offended, I promise you. But I want to know why, because I'm just going to throw
I don't know,
back
because when I hear lesbian, right away, it just comes to me like pussy on pussy.
Okay, so scissoring or whatever.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
And if you're taking penetration like a dildo or whatever, it's like you might as well fuck a dude.
Okay. Do you want my answer? Of course you want my answer. The answer would be, let me ask you. Okay, so I'm going to throw back another question at you. You have any sex toys?
No.
Have you ever?
Yes.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I heard of them, yes. To have them, no.
Okay. So
I don't have them. My girl has them.
Well, okay, not for you. Have you ever used a sleeve?
I don't even know what that is.
No.
What is it called? They look like...
Oh, the fleshlight?
Fleshlights. Yeah, have you ever used one?
No.
Okay, but if you had, would that be considered straight or gay, or is it just a toy?
Just the toy.
Just a toy.
Yeah.
So a strap-on is just a toy.
Gotcha.
And
it's a legitimate answer.
It's the real answer.
Logical,
it's the real
100%.
answer. It's a toy. It's not a real penis. Doesn't function like a real penis. I don't personally like strap-ons, but a lot of lesbians might. And it's not because it's shaped like a dick. It's because it's shaped like the inside of a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the big difference.
Supposedly.
Just like a fleshlight is shaped perfectly to fit a penis in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the opposite of it.
Yeah,
it's the reverse.
It's literally the opposite.
Yeah.
Did you ever actually have a real physical male penis?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm a gold star.
Never.
A gold star.
We call ourselves gold
I
star
never heard
lesbians.
that
Never
before.
heard that, bro. That's great.
We got to catch you up. We can catch you up.
We got to learn.
We gonna catch you up.
Wow.
Personally, I am a gold star. I could never even kiss a guy. I tried it. I felt so bad for the kid. He's a friend of mine to this day, and he was a sweetheart, and he looked like Paul Rudd, and he was handsome, and he was perfect. And I was like, if I don't like kissing him, I'm not gonna like kissing anybody. You know? That's how I knew I was gay, because I kissed him and I hated it.
Do you watch porn?
It sounds mean until you understand where I'm coming from. He was the perfect man, and I still couldn't get turned on, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Do you watch porn? And what kind?
Everybody watches porn. No, lesbian porn's horrible.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Horrible.
So lesbian,
you're watching straight porn?
A lesbian
Usually
wouldn't be watching lesbian porn?
Oh, no. Most lesbians do not watch lesbian porn.
Wow.
Most
mind-blowing.
Listen, lesbian porn is made, most of it is made for men.
Yeah.
For men, right? If you watch lesbian porn, most of the things they do are not typical things that like I would just like be with a girl and do. We don't, it just doesn't work. You have to remember, porn is not meant to mimic sex. It's meant to turn you on.
Mm-hmm.
True.
Right? So it's not about, oh, this is going to feel good for me. It's what is visually appealing for the person that's watching this. That's why porn is made. When you think about it from that perspective, it changes the way you look at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely.
That's I
how comfortable does this look? That's not comfortable at all. It's really not. It's actually quite miserable, but it looks really nice.
It
does.
It
It's
probably
sexy.
doesn't feel good either.
It lengthens you. It lengthens the woman, right? It's because it's from this angle, right? And it makes them look really pretty, but it's not comfortable. But it's visually appealing, and it can turn men on.
Sex sells, and that's why they do it.
Yeah. See, when I think lesbian sex, I just automatically picture just two girls, carpet munching. You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot of it. I'm not going to lie. That's a big part of it, isn't it, for you too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, 100%.
But then,
of course.
Then the twist comes, like you said, when you watch porn and you have some of them have strap on. So then that's what makes me think as a straight male, oh, so they might, if they're taking something that's shaped like a penis and maybe feels like a penis, why not just try a real penis? But as you explained,
it's different. Picture a fake sex toy that's the shape of a butthole.
right?
Does that mean you want us to have sex with men with buttholes?
Or a vagina with a straight guy?
Yeah, that's what she was saying about the fleshlight.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just because it's a butthole doesn't mean you want to have sex with a butthole that's attached to a man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a toy. It's just a toy.
In today's crazy clown world where I can be a spider, I could be a car if I want.
Yeah.
Can I just identify as a lesbian? Why? Why not?
You could legally.
Wow.
Legally, I believe you can.
Goes, right?
In New York City, I think there's like 87 genders or something. There's something ridiculous.
I was about to ask you how many genders.
I don't know for sure. I'm sure somebody in the comments is going to let us know how many genders there are legally.
Leave a comment.
And it's
Sick,
just
right?
it's too much. Like, drag queen is a protected gender in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah.
To stick to the how many genders in the LGBT logo acronym.
The acronym, yeah.
The B stands for bi, correct?
Yeah.
Doesn't that imply right there that there's only two?
It does.
So I don't know.
Now what people will say that are usually not actually bisexual, or they might be, but I would say now people, when they say the term bisexual, they'll say your attraction to two or more genders. That's what they'll say.
Two or more.
That's what they'll say.
More.
So,
but I don't know. Okay.
So really, it's monosexual versus
multisexual.
Multisexual is really what they're saying. Fine, but disagree. Agree to disagree.
Yeah, agree to disagree on that.
As of now, how many letters are there? LGBTQ.
I don't even know. I don't even know. That's the crazy part.
They just added a plus.
And then it went plus.
Because there was 75
Nobody knows.
So the L is what? Lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, queer.
Right.
Plus.
And now there's plus.
Plus the 85 others.
There's QIA, 2S, PP, another Q, PP, pansexual.
Oh my!
I forget what the other P stood for.
This is getting crazy.
Person. No, some people don't identify as people though.
No, I'm saying
they identify as frogs. Oh, the PP.
Pansexual person.
Oh, pansexual person. No, pansexuals. I can't remember.
Pansexual people.
Don't remember. Which is crazy. How do I not know?
Out of control. But anyway, who's the one behind these names? Who's the one inventing these names?
They come up with the gender of the week every week. It's something new.
Wow.
It's too much.
Man.
Yeah, it's way too much.
Too much.
It's kind of getting out of control.
Shit has been out of control. Now it's just spiraling and spiraling and spiraling. Oh my goodness, man. Do you have a celebrity woman crush?
That's a good one.
Whether she's gay or straight.
Oh yeah, Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls.
Okay, Nicole Swearinger.
I can't pronounce her last name, and I will pronounce it even worse if she was standing in front of me.
Yeah, she's
perfect.
She's pretty.
She's perfect.
She's pretty.
She's gorgeous.
Look at that.
She looks like Kim Kardashian, but she actually has talent. Not that it's not that you don't like. I should say artistic talent. Because Kim is a good businesswoman. That's a talent.
Absolutely, that is a talent.
But Nicole can sing and dance and act and everything. She's
true
great.
That.
So one of your biggest haters, I don't remember the name, but let's just say the Afro trans.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
I think I know. Cat Black.
I don't know the name. I wrote down the Afro trans. In one of those videos, you said, I no longer believe what the left stood for.
All
that
right.
they're a cult.
Yeah.
Care to elaborate on that?
When you can't define the word woman, that affects me in multiple ways.
Obviously, you're a lesbian.
I'm a woman and also a lesbian.
Yeah.
So whereas, where before I was a protected sex class and also a protected sexual orientation. Now I have neither.
Wow.
In a lot of states.
They're just stripping it from you.
So technically speaking, there are a lot of places, and I believe New York City is one of them because New York City is a liberal shithole. I believe you can identify like yourself, look like yourself, identify as a woman and walk into a women's locker room.
Yeah.
Yes,
I can.
you can.
Yeah,
That's insane.
I'm like 99% sure you can.
I'm not down with that, man.
Nah. Especially
But
if there's
you
little
are
children there and
gender
all that.
gender identity, when gender identity became more important than visual reality, that's a big issue for me. And that doesn't mean that trans women or trans men are going to take advantage. It just means that creeps are going to take advantage.
Absolutely.
Some trans people might be creeps, but a lot of trans people are normal and just want to live their lives. And then some non-trans people, some regular people are creeps, and they're going to take advantage of the self-identification laws. And that's something I've never been a fan of.
I'm no
because
fan
it's
of it
not
either.
actually self-ID. Self-ID means you identify that way to yourself. What these are is
Everybody else has to recognize me as what I self-identify as.
Big difference.
Yeah, it's a huge
big difference, big problem.
Big problem. So we're on the same page with that.
Wow. I seen an episode of yours that was called "What Color Is Your Vagina?" Now,
what color is mine?
No.
I thought that's where you're going with that. Okay.
Eventually, I was leading
Usually
up.
you could just look at the person's lips. And
I was leading up to that, but do the different colors actually is there like a medical reason, and is there a reasoning behind that, or it's just like a pigment thing?
It's a race thing.
Pigment race.
It's a race
It's
thing.
all about race. Something's going on down there, or she's getting more blood flow than the other.
Well, when you get more blood flow down there when you're turned on, so it does change colors when you're turned on.
See?
Just like penises. Yeah. It does change colors. I mean, not like extreme, but it does, yeah. More blood flow means the change of color, yeah. But
and so to end that, what color is your vagina?
It's usually the same color as somebody's lips, I would say. Like 90% of the time. Yeah, like most of the time, I would say.
That's the rule of thumb, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I'm going to have to take a notice to that.
Yeah.
You don't think that's true? Even with men and their penises?
I never tried to notice.
I would say so. Most of the time.
Crazy. Listen, I'm learning a lot today.
I think he is. I think this is like
this is a learning experience.
Very educational for me, at least.
This is a lot of information for him to take on at once.
So what is your favorite food? Would it be fish?
Bacala?
No, my favorite food is pineapple. Lesbians know what I'm saying. No, it's not pineapple, but it does make you taste good. That was the joke there. No,
well, it's the same for men in that sense
it does.
too.
It does make you taste good. Pasta is probably my favorite food.
Yeah,
pasta.
Italiano.
Okay. Italiano.
Pasta, raspberries, watermelon, delicious.
Speaking of that, is it sauce or gravy?
It's sauce, but my grandma did say gravy when we grew up.
Oh.
It's an old lady thing, I think, calling it gravy. But she called everything gravy. It didn't matter what it was.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
But pasta sauce, gravy. Turkey sauce, gravy. Everything was gravy.
Yeah. To me, gravy's brown. Tomato sauce is red, right?
I agree with you. It was just my grandma they called it.
Yeah. A lot of people, you're not the only grandmother thing.
It's a grandma thing.
I watched many of your videos leading up to this interview. One of the ones I saw was your conservative show where you had the two guys on there with the AR-15s.
Yeah.
Did you actually ever go out and shoot them?
No, not that specific gun, no. But I've shot guns before. It was fun. Yeah. But no, we didn't shoot those guns. I had to leave that day because I had to drive an hour and a half to hang out with them that day. We didn't have time to film. But yeah, he's talking about, for people that are watching this show right now, he's talking about a video I filmed with DC Drano and the typical liberal, Rogan and Grant, two very politically outspoken, not far right by any means. They're like very, very Republican, but not very socially conservative. They're actually socially libertarian, kind completely okay with gay people, completely okay with trans people if they're of age and, if they're not, indoctrinating kids.
Yeah.
They're very cool. Very
As the
cool
libertarian that I am, I'm socially liberal and fiscally conservative.
Conservative. Same. Yeah, that's what I've learned about myself.
So, have you watched the HBO special, The Anarchists?
No, I haven't.
No. I recommend you watch that. It's a pretty decent show about a bunch of friends of mine. Whole long story. It's like a mini documentary.
Okay.
Check it out.
One day. What is it, on Netflix, you said?
HBO.
Oh, I have HBO. Okay, yeah. I only have HBO at the moment.
The Anarchists.
What is it about government? It's about like lack of government or something?
It's about a bunch of American citizens who moved down to Mexico and basically lived out there, and a lot of drama happens, and it was a big thing.
Okay.
I think it's about six shows, maybe miniseries.
Yeah.
They hold a big anarchist libertarian event down there called Anarchapulco. So that's kind of where it revolves around the show. And then there's also a libertarian event. It's the largest libertarian event in the world that takes place this month
Freedom Fest?
Pork Fest.
Oh, Freedom Fest is a big libertarian thing too.
Pork Fest in New Hampshire.
Okay.
Highly recommend everybody go check that out as well.
No, Pork Fest.
It's short for Porcupine Festival.
Is it?
Yeah, because the libertarians adopted the porcupine.
I thought it was a hedgehog.
Porcupine.
It is a porcupine. You're right. Yeah, you're right. It's funny. Yeah.
What else I wanted to ask you? Now, is a person born gay or becomes gay?
These days, I think it can be either or.
It could be.
I think originally it was born, and now you can just.
As a young child, did you feel something weird, or I don't know what I am? I'm confused. I don't know what's this feeling that I'm feeling. Oh, maybe I'm gay.
I think the majority of people that are same sex attracted have always been that way. But I also it would be ridiculous and not true to say that some people that have been abused are also not same sex attracted. But I wouldn't say that that's the same sexual orientation as me. I think when you experience trauma, your brain chemistry changes.
Yeah.
And I think sexual orientation is brain chemistry. So I think it's a legitimate orientation, but it's not the same as my experience, I would say.
Yeah.
On one of your shows, you and Blair White were talking about grooming.
Mm-hmm.
Did that happen to you? You experience any of that as a young person? No, never. Okay.
Never. I don't have any trauma as a child. The only trauma I have is after I came out of the closet, being in abusive relationships with women.
They say the lesbian relationships are some of the highest domestic violence rates.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, I never knew that.
It's true. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Not because women are crazier, but because people don't take it as seriously. Just like with gay men. Oh, it's a guy. It's another guy. Hitting another guy. It's a girl hitting another girl. What's the big deal?
Still abuse. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. So you were in an abusive relationship?
Not physically, but emotionally, which to me is worse because you don't see it as soon as you would. You don't see it as soon as you would with if I got smacked in the face, I'd be like, oh shit, right away. I would know, oh, that's abuse. Emotional abuse, it comes in waves.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it necessarily. You won't even when you're that young. I was 20. I didn't even know what emotional abuse looked like.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you currently with someone right now?
I'm talking to someone, I think. Okay. We'll see.
Right.
Okay. Oh, maybe I just put her on the spot.
No. It's not like that. It's not like that. Like I'm not I'm not like, but no, like I like her so far. Yeah. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good.
Having children, is that in your plans at all?
I don't think so.
No.
I'm already in my mid 30s. Like I never wanted it. I always felt the need to, I never had that desire. I never had it. And which is funny because I'm a Cancerian and we're very,
as a straight man.
We're very motherly. But I never felt the need or want to physically have a child. I mother people and I look out for people in a different way than just having a baby of my own. So I like mothering and I like taking care of people, but in a very different way.
All right, Steve. What else do you have in mind here? I'm running out of stuff to ask this girl, bro.
So do you think that straight men and masculinity is being frowned upon in this day and age?
I think that masculinity is not necessarily being frowned upon. I think you nailed it. I think it's masculinity being presented by men that's being frowned upon. And I don't think that's okay, because I think masculinity naturally comes to men. To men. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it can be perceived as a very good thing and can be used in a good way. I think there was somebody that posted something on Twitter. It was a meme that I saw the other day on Twitter, and it was like juxtaposition of two images. One was I think it was Dylan Mulvaney, I think. And the other one was a very butch woman. And it was, the idea that, how do I say this? It was the idea that masculinity is only being embraced with women, and femininity is only being embraced with men. Yeah. And when that happens, it can be a big disconnect, biologically speaking. It doesn't mean that women can't be masculine and men can't be feminine, but when you're only celebrating them in specific instances, that's not okay for me. You should be celebrating people how they feel most comfortably, as long as, again, that's libertarian stance, right?
Yeah,
as long as they're not hurting anybody directly. If somebody feels more comfortable being a little bit more masculine as a woman or more feminine as a man, we should celebrate that. But we shouldn't be denying the fact that most men are masculine by nature. And masculinity isn't necessarily a bad thing. Toxic masculinity is a bad thing. But there's also toxic femininity.
I guess. I don't know.
There's toxic behavior in general.
Right. Yes. I wouldn't pinpoint it to toxic femininity or toxic masculinity, because it's just femininity and masculinity and parts of it that you may not like or approve of.
Yeah. Yeah, you would say it either way, but we're saying the same thing, yeah.
Do you think we live in a gynocentric society or in a patriarchy?
Both. I would say both. I think there's male privilege and there's female privilege, just like there's gay privilege and straight privilege. Like there's no one way to know for sure. Like I walk around the world sometimes, and sometimes I'm safer because I'm a woman. Sometimes I'm less safe because I'm a woman. Okay. Sometimes men have, potentially maybe men have a better shot at getting a particular job because they're men. But like, that's the reality of the world.
That's the reality of the world, yeah.
It doesn't mean it's patriarchy. It means, men are probably going to be stronger. They're probably better at construction than women. You know what I mean?
Physically, the physical aspect of it.
Right. It doesn't mean it's a patriarchal society.
So now you're talking about the physicality of men, right? I watch a lot of movies. I'm a movie buff. How can I word this?
What's your favorite porn?
No. Can you give an example of when, say, femininity in a movie or a TV show or something like that was just utterly ridiculous? Like the 4-foot little tiny girl kicking the shit out of 12 big guys or something like that. Have you ever noticed that? Because I notice it.
I have maybe like Charlie's Angels you talking about, kind of?
I guess. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's an example. Yeah.
I guess. I mean, they have female heroes. You know what I mean? Like the hero,
the superheroes.
The superheroes.
That's what the movies are for,
superpowers.
Superpowers. Yeah. I mean, there are some women that can outpower a man and outsmart a man, and
sure, 100%.
Generally speaking, no,
most can't.
Most can't outpower a guy. I mean, some, of course, like you get a 6-foot tall woman and a 5-foot tall guy. Yeah, he's probably going to outpower most people.
Probably going to have a problem with her.
Probably going to have a problem with her. But, generally speaking, men are stronger. I mean, like people know that.
As a lesbian woman, do you get a lot of straight males hitting on you, thinking that you're a straight female?
Not usually, honestly. I don't think, not as many as you would think.
Like, I
don't think so.
Catcalling.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's different. That's just because
they don't know the lesbian walk.
They don't know the lesbian walk.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That is a thing.
And I heard that's a thing.
It's a thing.
Do you mind explaining to us?
The lesbian walk.
How does it?
You just.
I can never pin out a lesbian walk. How the fuck?
Yes, you can.
No.
100%. Yes, you can.
A lesbian walk.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Let me find it. Hold on.
Well, let me tell you.
So I have this. There's a slight swagger. If we have 3 butts.
Okay, there's 3 butts. Do you think you'd be able to tell?
Are you ready to see?
Okay, you have to guess it. You want to hold this phone and tell me if you can figure this out? Or should I just show the camera?
You can just show the camera, yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay.
That's your
Camera
camera.
three.
This is a video that's 7 years old.
Okay.
And I made 3 women. We don't know if they're gay, straight, or lesbian.
You made them walk
Yeah, sorry, lesbian, bisexual, or straight.
Okay.
I made them do a little walk, and my friends that are lesbians had to guess if the girl, which
one was
orientation.
which.
And
So-
I guarantee you'll be able to do
So
it
did-
as well.
All of your lesbian friends get it correct?
I think most of them got everybody correct.
Wow.
So let's see
Yeah.
if a straight dude could get it correct.
All right, ready?
Let's see this, man.
Round the butts. Let me put my gator on. Hold on. All right, I'm ready.
Hey, watch him. What's the phone?
Guess the lesbian butt.
There's a slight swagger in the block, but not too much of a swagger. I don't know how square the butt is.
Oh. That
I
doesn't
don't
scream
know.
lesbian
That
to me.
doesn't scream anything. It's just a woman walking.
For the hipster. That is a straight booty. Why do you think it's a straight booty?
Yeah, why is it straight booty?
Yeah, the pants say I'm fun and I'm open. Yeah, block isn't cool enough. Lesbian. I said straight. I'm going with I'm leaning towards straight or bi. I'm straight.
Oh, okay.
See?
Yeah, I said a regular woman
Yeah.
walking.
All right.
See?
So.
They were like, Hannah. It was one of our friends at the time.
Butt
Butt
number
two.
2. Oh, the big strides.
Oh,
Is that
so
what
that's
it is?
the giveaway?
The big stride?
Got a swagger to the one. I'm going with gay.
Yeah, I'm going with gay.
You see the difference now?
Yeah.
She goes, you don't even need to press play. Gay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
She got locks. Gay.
Yeah. I'm hitting the button gay.
Gay.
Final answer.
Square visual.
It's true. Lesbians tend to sag their pants a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know why they do that, but they do. Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, I'm a lesbian.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now it's the bi chick.
I don't remember. No, it could have been a mixture. I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't
Butt
necessarily
three.
one of each.
Okay.
I don't remember.
You say gay?
I don't know what the hell that could be. That's like a crossbreed between regular and gay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like lesbian walks, at least I've been told I have, it's like
I can't tell.
on the way to the home.
I can't tell on that one.
The other one I was able to tell right away.
You say
though.
right
Yeah,
away?
right away.
Some sass to it. You know what? I'm not gay. I'm not straight. I feel like that's a pansexual block.
Uh-oh.
Pansexual. Wow.
She just says, I don't need labels.
The pansies. Now they got a certain walk too.
I think this girl was bisexual.
All right. We got the lesbian walk.
She's bi.
I'm
She's bi.
bi.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
said, yeah.
There you
See the
have it.
difference though?
There we go.
But you saw the
see.
difference right
Now-
away,
Yes,
right?
now we
that
know.
stride. So now I know to look for that stride.
I'm telling you, I
We're
don't have it.
learning, we're
But
learning.
there's very listen. Most lesbians might
Have
not
it?
have it. No, might
But
not.
generally, most do.
But
right?
if somebody walks like that,
But
they're
if
probably
you
a
see
lesbian.
it, it's
Okay.
pretty much that's it.
I got you.
Lesbian.
Yes. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I
now
don't know,
it's
Stop
I don't know,
looking
I don't
at
know any
everybody's
straight women that
walk
dress
now.
like that. I know exactly one actually. Exactly one person my whole life that walks like that. That's straight.
Oh, man.
Biggest tomboy I've ever met. She says she's straight. Who knows?
Yeah,
But
that was great.
you know, I'll take her at face value.
That was great. I learned something today, man.
You learned a lot.
Yes, I
Yeah,
learned
we
a
learned
lot.
a
That's
lot
something. I
today.
learned a lot today.
Between researching you for the interview and being around you and being on your show and all of that, we definitely learned a lot.
Yeah.
very
A lot
welcome.
of information.
Perfect way to
educational.
start off Pride Month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
man.
teaching you the actual lesbian ways, not the new queer shit.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
We don't like that.
Absolutely.
Good.
So
It should be like that.
this is coming to the end of the show. We do like a round robin, quick thought, first answer. I'm going to throw some names at you and things. You just give your first impression.
Okay.
Mike Tyson.
Boxer? I don't know.
Okay.
That's all I know. It's a
Yeah.
boxer, right?
Tristan and Andrew Tate.
From what I've heard, they're like pedophiles, but I don't know.
Okay.
Or they were
okay.
like, but I don't know. I don't want to say that because I don't know. But I know they're like podcasters and they're like pro masculinity, which is fine.
Yeah. Pro masculinity is basically what they promote.
That's fine. being abusive towards women is not. But we don't know if that's true or not yet.
Yeah, so far there's no charges.
We don't know yet, so I'm not going to say anything bad about them.
Moving on, Donald Trump.
Love him. Not necessarily what he says, but love his politics.
Okay.
There you go.
Jordan Peterson.
Love him, but I think he's a little bit, maybe at the moment, a little too right wing for me personally. I think I tend to lean right on certain issues and I lean left on others, or I lean libertarian.
Zigzagging?
I zigzag, but I think he's potentially so fed up with the queer community that he's said some things were like borderline homophobic, transphobic, like legitimately so. But I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's brilliant.
Pablo Escobar.
Right. I can't remember who that is.
Colombian drug dealer.
Biggest struggle.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
All right.
Don't do drugs.
All right. Moving on. Detransitioning.
Legit, a real thing that's been happening for a lot of kids. It's really sad.
Yeah, I think it's sad.
They regret it, right? Whatever they go through. And then they say, oh shit, what the fuck did I get into?
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis.
Excellent.
Yeah, there you go. And last but not least, central bank digital currency.
Bad idea.
Bad idea.
Really bad idea.
I agree
They're
with you.
They're already doing that in China. Correct me if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah.
And they're shutting
Digital
down people's
yen.
accounts that talk back to the
Yuan,
government.
yen. Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Bad idea. That's a very easy way to get into a communist state.
Yeah. Because we don't want to go that route.
Right.
So the camera and mic, all yours.
Yes.
Say where people can find you. What's next
Tell
for
the world
Arielle?
what's coming up, what you got in the making. Tell them where to find you.
You can find me at youtube.com/Arielle, ARIELLE. I have a vanity URL. I love it. I've had that for a long time. Very proud of it. But a ton of content coming up for LGBT Pride Month. We're going to keep doing damage control and show people what actual LGBT people are like, not these crazy leftists that have 87 genders. So I hope people pay attention to actual lesbian, same-sex attracted people like myself and not these people that you're seeing on like libs of TikTok.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for coming on our show. And I appreciate it. And maybe we'll do another episode one time.
Yeah, for sure.
And we're out. Peace.